Am I fired up? Guys, good morning and congratulations because you've officially made it through one of the tougher stretches, which is the NBA All-Star break. And now the NBA is back in a big way, 10 games tonight. We have some college basketball, no big matchups for college hoops today, but some solid ones going on. We also have the women's hockey game going on with Canada and USA. But with the NBA back in 10 games tonight, I mean, oh baby. Finally, we made it. So, during days like this, or during stretches where we have a lot of time off and there's a lot of anticipation building for the NBA to return, a lot of books already have plenty of lines up that you normally wouldn't maybe see as often if we're looking like for tomorrow, right? When we're on here tomorrow, we might not see as many. But today, because the books have been waiting for so long, we have lines up. We got a lot to jump into, so let's get into some prize picks. Irish, what's going on? Chi-Town, what's going on? How are you guys? Good morning. And let's see what we got cooking. So, gotta watch the bankrolls, no doubt about that. No doubt about that, Chi-Town. So, today's definitely one of those days, like Chi-Town mentioned, where, you've been waiting in anticipation, foaming at the mouth for almost a week for the NBA to come back. It's now back. And you just blow all your money on player props, right? So you want to make sure you keep a level head. Don't let the highs be too high or the lows be too lows. And that's just, I think, a good recommendation in sports betting, period. So let me refresh the page. Currently DVigging the Pinnacle. 5% plays. I'm looking for anything that's better than minus 122 odds. Guess what? All of these plays are. Now, on a day like today, because we have so many plays out there, I would love to just clear out all these leagues, grab the NBA, and let's do a little breakdown between let's do a little FanDuel Pinnacle action. We don't do this on the DFS much because we don't have as many options. But for today, I'm interested to see for the custom EV formula builder if there is anything at all that they agree on. And they definitely agree on Kevin Durant over 3.5 assists for a 1% edge. So they're telling us anything that's really below minus 121 is a good play, but I'm going to be willing to throw this Durant play on a 3-pick slip. So KD over 3.5 assists. And then these plays, guys, again, you're going to see like this has a lower edge, but in my opinion, because we're getting agreement from Pinnacle and FanDuel, I'm willing to put this sharp play on a couple different slips. Maybe Cade Cunningham on rebounds as well, because we're getting agreement from a couple different books. So I'm okay with putting this on a 3-pick slip. I can understand if maybe you're not as interested, or if you want me to go back to the old way, just let me know. Again, the chat's open to everybody. Morning streams. We're going to be getting back to doing morning streams. We'll be on tomorrow morning. Everybody can chat right now. You don't have to be an OG or a DGen. So we're taking the over on Durant, under on Cade, and then let's take the under on Sam Hauser. Okay, under 9.5, which basically we're hoping Sam Hauser only hits probably 3 3-pointers. He doesn't shoot a lot of field goals inside the 3-point arc. All right, so 2 unders, 1 over, 3-pick slip, guys. No insurance. I'll share the link here with you. This is getting FanDuel and Pinnacle to agree on these plays, so a combination. And this is for PrizePicks. There we go. And appreciate all you guys just tuning in this morning, waking up with me, and getting ready to jump back into the NBA. Very excited about that. So we just took the 3 top plays right here. No problem if you want to take sharp, because FanDuel and Pinnacle are in a nice agreement here, but a couple of plays right there. So let's try to do the same thing now, but let's do this for underdog and see what we have. No, didn't mean to click those. I don't want to see those books. I just want to see underdog. We'll do 3 picks. We'll do 6 picks. Getting FanDuel and Pinnacle to agree. And if we don't see it, then that's okay. We'll go back to the old school way of just going book by book. But hopefully you guys had some solid success the past couple of days. We had a lot of college basketball games. A lot going on over there. Şengün over on his rebounds and assists. Okay. Small edge. FanDuel's the only one offering this. I might need to, I forgot, maybe I need to up my agreement here between the two books. Because I believe I just have it as, yeah, I only have it at 50% right now, which I would like to see agreement from both. The edges aren't that sharp since we're not seeing a combination here. So let me go back to the old school way and do it this way. All right, for Pinnacle, we got Melton over 1.5 made threes. That looks really good. Brunson over on threes as well. Wemby, okay? So we got some 4% plays. Let me double check with FanDuel, see what they have. I'm not going to take this tennis match play. Goodwin under on threes, though, is an interesting at 3%. So we'll go back to pinning, and we'll go with this right now. We'll go with Melton. What is he, over on threes? Okay, Brunson over on threes. Couple of overs. And then they have Wemby for 2% on his player points. Edge Zone, what's going on? Finally, nice to have the NBA back. Hopefully you're doing well, my friend. Goodwin under on threes. All right, I'm cool with that. And Salt's got a pretty full card out today, guys, for the NBA in terms of Edge Zone. I'm on a couple of plays. I did take his New Zealand game last night that didn't cash, or this morning that didn't cash, but that's all right. We're going to get back into it today. He's got a lot of really solid picks. Already got some really good closing line value. And, yeah, man, really, really pumped up. Anton, 5-40 record. Yeah, I mean, obviously that can it is possible, definitely possible. We're looking at a 3-pick slip here, guys. I'm going to share this with you. Let me get this link out so everybody can tail it. Yeah, I would agree with Edge Zone, and I'm not sure what you're betting on or the odds range or what markets that you're betting on. And, you know, obviously, Anton, if you're willing to share, if it's pregame or live, obviously willing to help you out and kind of talk you through a little bit of what happened yesterday. But, you know, if you're dealing with a plus-minus 200 range, or who are you trusting as a sharp, if you're willing to share that at all, man, appreciate it. All right, so we're on this 3-pick underdog slip. We're obviously going to be jumping into... we got a lot to jump into today, guys, so we're going to be hitting up some DFS plays. And then, obviously, if you guys just want, like, you know, if for any of you guys here on the stream, and I know I might be talking to OGs and DGens that know this, but if you are already limited, right, if you're looking like, Billy, I'm limited on Fanatics and Bet365 and MGM and DraftKings, like I can't bet on some of these softer books like Bet Rivers, then definitely what you want to do is head over to Edge Zone, because that's where you're going to be able to carve a path out after limits. Life after getting limited. That's kind of what Edge Zone is all about. So I love using Edge Zone a lot for when it comes to, I mean, I use a lot of their tools for betting on the NBA. And, you know, we talk a lot about, guys, juice bets, guys, in terms of another Discord. I talk about Edge Zone and Discord, or Edge Zone and juice bets a lot on here. I like it, juice bets a lot for DFS. I'm a really big fan of them for DFS. And then obviously OddsJam's my homie for anything in between when it comes to those. So looking over here at Better, which their website hasn't been working for a minute, or not pulling for me for the desktop, so I got to use my mobile phone. Just takes me a little bit extra to send this over to you guys. I already have Goodwin on one slip. I'd be willing to put Goodwin or add him to another slip over here on Better, right? And Better hasn't released any of their discounts, unless I'm limited on their discounts, but I don't feel that's the case. But they obviously have like Jalen Johnson. They got Khan. They got Donovan Mitchell for some nice plays. What maybe Scotty is? No. So, you know, this Jordan Goodwin play is in consideration for me, because I'm willing sometimes to put the same player on 2 different slips. That's pretty much my max, guys. Feel free to throw in your 2 cents in terms of what you like and what you don't like when it comes to that. So I could add Hauser again. I could add Brunson. I don't mind going with Wemby and Sharp on these plays. I don't mind that at all. I like to have a bit of a diversified portfolio when it comes to this. All right, so we're going to go Wemby on his under. And then we're looking at Sharp on his under as well. So both under on points. And then once we get to Brook Lopez, that's where I'd pause and say, well, like this Hauser play is really good to Pinnacle. Not very good to, I mean, it's okay to FanDuel. It's not great, right? If I can look at Brunson and see, well, yeah, FanDuel, no, but Pinnacle, yes. So there's a bit of a difference of opinion. And when I jump into this line movement, there isn't any massive line movement at the moment, so okay. And when we come back over here again, when we're looking at Jordan Goodwin, you know, Pinnacle's at minus 115 on this under, right? Where FanDuel's at minus 152. So, but we see a little bit more line movement from FanDuel recently, okay? So again, this is all just, a lot of this is going to depend on who you believe the sharp is when it comes to this, right? If you want to take the Fleetwood or Matsuyama plays, no problem at all. If we're sticking to NBA player props, this is where maybe I'd say, all right, well, let's take a look at Brook Lopez. And on this under, we could see that Pinnacle's at minus 145. And obviously, if FanDuel were offering this under, this would be an even heavier favorite. So I like taking the under on Brook Lopez on his points. So this is going to be an all unders slip right here. All right. And I'm going to go put this down here. And then I'll share this link with you guys here momentarily. This is a 3-pick perfect entry. All right. Screenshot from my records. Copy this link. Throw it in my notes. Anton said a mix of live betting, a couple sharps, and betting like I always have using the same sharp books. I guess just bad luck. Let me add this in here now. All right. There's better. Let's see if I can throw this up here and share this link here with you guys. There it is. There it is. I'll probably hit you up for a coach session, Billy, but I feel like I'm doing the same thing that I did to make money before. Yeah, I would say that, Anton. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you know, variance can happen. That's very extreme, but it can happen. You know, don't ever want to rule that out. So, but appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you keep seeing it, because I've obviously February's turned around for me in a really nice way. Obviously, I'm betting less. But I mean, I had a slight losing day yesterday, and then with Edge Zone, I think I'm still up around 16 to 1700 this month, betting between 50 to bucks to like $100, mostly in that like 40, I'd say, to $80 range. So I'm very happy with February. It's turned around. It's definitely calmed my nerves. Let's take a look at parlay play. Let's look at dabble as well, and then we'll kind of get into some other things. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if you continue to see that, you know, let me know. But I can definitely say that I went through the worst variance stretch of my betting career since the day after Christmas to the first day of February. No doubt was my worst. Let's look at dabble. No doubt, wasn't even close. But it's definitely come back for me. Or as Celine Dion would say, it's all coming back to me now. Definitely, it's all coming back to me right now. So, which is that's the toughest part with betting, especially when you're EV betting. Most people, and I'm not saying it's you, Anton, just most people in general don't have the stomach for variance. And if you can stick through it and take its best punch, trust me, you end up. But there definitely could be something there with your process. So just keep an eye on it. Ramo, no, we haven't, man. And trust me, I know I'm you know, yammering on here for a bit. We will get to pick 6, brother. We will get to pick 6. To answer your question, no, we haven't. Not yet. Yeah, I agree with that. Edge Zone's great for that. The one thing I like a lot about Edge Zone when it comes to them betting player props, they wait until the very end. So they don't drop their player props since I'm talking about it right now. I know we got a lot to get to. I'm getting all over the place. But when it comes to their NBA player prop model, right, they don't drop plays. They don't drop plays like this is an old play. This is not a play you should bet, guys, from February 12th. But they don't drop plays until about 30 minutes or less before tip. So it makes it easy when you're looking at edge zone in their NBA player prop model for the edge zone matrix, because you just know, like, oh, 30 minutes or less before the game starts, I need to get ready to find these plays, right? All of these plays on the edge zone matrix, you can see this is the first play that came out of 5:18 for this Thunder game. The game started at like 5:30, right? So this is really, really nice in terms of when you get these plays from them, it's literally minutes before the tip, right? And this is their matrix model, which is right here. They got some different contributors, but MLB, NFL, they have us all here. Same with like the NHL. Now the NHL is a little different, right? With my boy Arbologist, he's shooting these plays out early in the morning to you. So each one's a little different. The NHL is early, right? So for Brady Shea, this is bet this on Caesars, and it kind of gives you a nice little breakdown. And this is the edge zone matrix, guys. So obviously, you know, with just regular edge zone, you can pick your different props for different books, right? You got different props. These are all old plays, so don't look at these. If you have looking for plays for DraftKings for mainline markets, these are mainline markets for yesterday, right? Wake Forest and Clemson. So these are all plays that you can grab just on regular edge zone, but if you want the edge zone matrix for player props, that's over there as well. And I'll shoot that link over here in a second, guys. Let's refresh this, and we'll get that over there. But definitely, if you're struggling, edge zone's definitely getting me back on the right track. I can easily say that. Okay, so RJ Barrett rebounds parlay play. Let's take a look at this. Looking at the over 5.5. Cool. Carrington on his made threes. We're looking at the over 1.5 here. Nice. And then again, we got Ingram on his threes. So same game with Barrett, but just a different category. I do apologize for parlay play, guys. Don't really know how to share the slips or share the link. Let me stop here because this is over 2.5% edge. Let me see what FanDuel's got cooking on parlay play. They got, because I want to put a 4-pick slip together. They got nothing. All right. So we're going to do a 4-pick slip here. I'm going to take Amen Thompson. Ooh, wait a minute. What happened? Bub Carrington just dropped off. Let's go with Demon, however you say this dude's name. Igor. Over on his threes. This Bub Carrington play, though, just left, and I don't like seeing that. So we'll stop it there, because if it's not there, I'll just do a 3-pick slip then instead. And let's go with, I got a 20% boost. Appreciate that. They're giving me a 20% boost parlay play? Okay, so here's what I got. Let me play this for 20 bucks. Best thing I can do right now is just share this screenshot with you guys, which is tough. Demon over, Barrett over, or Demon, all overs. Demon and Ingram on threes, Barrett on rebounds. Yeah, I agree with that, Irish, and appreciate you sharing that. The Matrix is going away on March 13th. Now, obviously, we still have about 3 weeks or so if you wanted to check it out, but the main package plays has it all as well. So for anyone that's interested in this and checking out Edge Zone in general, it's going to be a sad day because I love using the Matrix a lot for the player props. For anyone that wants this, right, for the Matrix play, I know it's going away soon. It's $197 a month, and you're only going to have it for a couple more months or for a couple more weeks. But for the core package is $97 a month, guys. If you want to check that out, that's the second link. So the first link is for $197 a month that the Matrix plays. The core package is $97 a month. That's the second link. I do receive kickback if you use it, so check it out there. All right, and then on Dabble, guys, I'm not seeing a ton. Just not a ton right now. So we'll head over to Pick 6 and look at Pick 6. All right, so we're looking at Pinnacle right now for Pick 6. We have one play, Mitchell Robinson, under 7.5 rebounds, Pistons and the Knicks. Remember, there's no Jalen Duren tonight. It's the last game of his suspension. But this has a small edge, not a large enough edge at this. If this was the evening stream, I would take it, but it's not enough for the morning stream. So if you want this for Pick 6, Mitchell Robinson under 7.5 rebounds. Again, when I'm normally betting, guys, I normally don't cook up slips this early in the morning. For a golf play, you can take all three of these guys if you wanted to. So normally I don't. Let's see if they have any kind of boost going on for golf. Because if they do and I could play all three of these, that would be lovely. It's just normally too early in the morning for me to play any DFS. But for those of you that this is the only time of the day that you can bet, by all means, I want to try to get some slips there out to you. We got a couple boost packs. We got a mystery offer, guys. I'm going to take this right now. Okay, I got a 30%. Got a 30% SGP boost, which, all right. I mean, I'll look to put something there. 30% is not bad. So don't forget your mystery boost, guys, over on DraftKings. I just claimed mine. Let's look at pick 6 to see if we have any golf. Anything at all. Come on. There's a 75% winnings boost on the NBA, and we also got a gimme pick with Jalen, which is great. As I scroll and scroll and scroll, there's no golf boosts at all. Okay. That kind of sucks. So we'll be saving, for right now, guys, I'm going to save this pick 6 slip for this evening, for the 75% boost and the gimme pick, right? I'm just going to save that. All right, let's take a look at the sharp money tool. And I'll quickly take a look at pick 6 for the sharp money tool to see if we have anything at all. No results. All right. Sharp money tool, select it all. Let's go main markets. Let's go player props. And that's all I'm going to really do, guys. Just main markets and player props. The top play right now, this is pretty crazy. Josh Giddey, under 29.5 PRA. He is questionable tonight, but he had a full practice yesterday, so he's trending in the right direction. This is a new look Bulls team. No Vooch, no Jaden Ivey. They got rid of a lot of people. No Kobe White. They're all gone. Got some new dudes in. I'm sorry, Jaden Ivey's in. Kobe White's out. Apologies from the Bulls fans. So this is a new look team since he last played for the Bulls. Pinnacle's at minus 120. They're taking $250. Someone on NoVig wants this under at minus 105 odds for almost $3,000, which at 9:22 in the morning is very, very early to have this amount of money put out there for the sharp money tool. You can get this at a better price over at BetRivers or Desert Diamond. Now, outside of that, I would be willing to go to Fanatics or Sportzino to bet this. If most of you, if that falls on deaf ears because you're limited, thoughts and prayers to those accounts, RIP, but I'd get that. Edge Zone's like, we got under 31.5 yesterday on that exact Giddey line. Exactly. That's why we love you, Edge Zone. So yeah. So obviously, early bird gets the worm, right? So we talked about, this is one of those rare instances, guys. You're going to see this with Major League Baseball on opening day, the beginning of the NBA season and the NBA All-Star break and like the MLB All-Star break. When we have a break for 6 days and these books can kind of have multiple days in advance to get these lines ready, you can pull something like Edge Zone did, which is just get this under 31.5. You were correct on your read, and the market moves in your favor, and now all of a sudden, bingo, it's at 29.5. Anyone that's looking for a long shot play, Eamon Thompson to drop 30 tonight against the Hornets, plus 3,000 odds over on Hard Rock. Somebody wants this at plus 28.41. I don't mind going with the Giddey play. It's fine for me. I am limited on BetRivers, and since I am limited, guys, if you're not limited on BetRivers, betting NBA player props this early in the morning is going to get your account limited quickly, okay? But if you are limited, like I am on BetRivers, and it's on my phone, and this is where you want to go bet this. Quick story on my BetRivers. I don't have this link to my Pick'It, guys. I have this really weird situation. Maybe if anyone's tech savvy, you can let me know what's up. I can log into this phone on my BetRivers account through Face ID, but I forgot my password to BetRivers, and I forgot my 2 security questions. So I can't link my BetRivers account to my Pick'It, and all I've been doing live betting the past couple of days is on BetRivers for college basketball. It's been going really well, but I can't show those results because I don't have the password. And I don't really feel like talking to support and talking about like, hey, what's my password? Or can you reset it? Because I can withdraw and deposit into this account, and I can bet on this account. So like, I really don't feel the need to like link it. But this is a massive amount of my activity. The last month or so is on Bet Rivers, and I can't show it on Pick'It. All right, so I'm going to grab this under 29.5. I don't know if they'll let me bet $100 on this. No, $32.05. So I get this for $32.05 on Josh Giddey on this under. So I'm riding with the edge zone, even though that is a big difference, 31.5 to 29.5. But I can only get $32. So if anyone knows, because when I went to my phone, I can't find the password on my Face ID passwords on Apple. So I can't remember the password. I can't find the password, but the Face ID still gets me into the sports book. I don't know how that works. So I guess I'm in a world of trouble if I ever have to change my password. Speaking of college basketball, UC Davis, Cal State Fullerton. These are two very small schools, and someone just dropped $3,600, and they want this over 156.5. You can get this at FanDuel at -112. They won it at -114. We can go to Bet Rivers and get this at -107, which I'm going to go bet this on Bet Rivers right now. Both books are limited, guys, but still, I'm already on Bet Rivers, so we're going to go grab this over. And this is, these are two smaller schools. Again, when I see a play like this that looks really good, I like to come to the event page. The main line's 155.5. This game doesn't start till like 10 o'clock Eastern. You can see, guys, Circa doesn't start this line until 157. Bet online's at 157. We can get this at 155.5. I'm going to bet as much as they'll let me bet on this account. Let me see if I can get 250 in. No, 47.65. I'm in at 47.65. This is an insane play right here. Well off to the market, the over 155.5. I'm probably going to bet the over 156.5 as well because of how wide this is. No doubt about that. So I'm going to bet this over 156.5 as well for as much as they'll let me bet it. $44.10. Okay, so that's where I'm going to stop. We could keep going with this, guys, if you wanted to ladder this. This would definitely be an awesome play. Again, Pinnacle's at -135 on this over 155.5 on Bet Rivers. Bally Bet, guys, Bet Parks, whoever you use your Canby Sportsbook with, it doesn't have to be Bet Rivers. Then you can get this at 156.5, which is still good. And again, BetOnline doesn't set their odds until the 157 line. Circa doesn't set it up until 157.5. Lower liquidity, but still, we're talking 2 points off to a point off on college basketball. Sharp money tool, all in on this. If you want to get some more down on this, go over to FanDuel as well and grab some more because FanDuel will let you bet a little bit more. Let's look at Idaho and Portland State. Today's college basketball slate is a bunch of small schools, guys. Really small schools. But when you see this, you know that typically on small schools, Pinnacle, like up until tip, doesn't take until $500 to $1,000. And someone put $3,200 down at -114 on ProfitX. FanDuel, DraftKings, Bet Rivers, all on this Idaho-Portland State game, this over. Again, I'm going to go over to this. Now, if you're not limited on DraftKings, I'm going to Bet Rivers. If you're not limited on DraftKings, but you're limited on FanDuel, then go bet this on FanDuel, right? Don't ruin your DraftKings account. If you have options here, don't go ruin the account that's not limited yet. Okay, now we are betting an over, which is nice. Same thing, though. We go to this event page. Almost every time, guys, if this looks good on Canby at 142.5, it's probably good at 141.5, right? And this is a big deal when we're talking about main point spreads here. -117, and you can see Circa and BetOnline doesn't start this until 143. We can get this at 141.5. Caesars is at 142. So again, I'm just going to bet the main line here for as much as they'll let me take it for, which is $48.20. And then when we come back on tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern for the evening stream, we'll take a look at how these lines worked for us. So if you're new to the stream, welcome in. If you're like, I don't know, dude, I don't know about this, bro. I'm just going to wait and chill, right? Because we're going to check the closing line value on this tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern. This game doesn't start until, 9 o'clock Eastern, right? So you're going to kind of see what's up. It's nice. Yeah, anyone that can guess my password, let me know, because I can't remember it. So password ID is let me know. Now, if you want to, guys, you could obviously just bet this 142. If you don't have a Bet Rivers or you're limited, you can bet this at Caesars at 142 because we need 142 to be scored in order to hit this bet on Bet Rivers. It would be a push on Caesars if they score 142. The 142.5, Pinnacle's not as bullish on this. I kind of have confidence, though, at 108. Like, I'm okay with it. Like, if we want to go back to this again and hit the over 142.5, I'm willing to do it, especially because I can only bet for like $40. So, like, why not? 44.57. So we're hitting this up. Two smaller schools. Appreciate Bet Rivers. And again, even on a limited Bet Rivers, guys, I can still get between $50 to $125 on college basketball for main lines for live. It's still a very good account for me. So I would definitely check that out. So let's refresh this page once more. Fairleigh Dickinson, Chicago State, same thing. Someone's got 6K on the under. They want the under at minus 114. You can get this at DraftKings at minus 112. You know, this is $6,000 on Chicago State and Fairleigh Dickinson. Not a lot of money, right? This is a lot of money for two small schools. So FanDuel at minus 116, I'm cool with. I wouldn't go to Bet Rivers and bet this at minus 120, but I would go over to FanDuel and check this out. And so that's what I'm going to do, right? Or we can try, actually, I'm sorry. We can go over to Onyx. I'm going to try Onyx, guys, but I'm not going to bet it yet on Onyx. I think I got some money over here. I think there's an auto mover on my account with Onyx, I think. So if you want to hit this on Onyx, for any of my Onyx people, I'm going to wait. I'll wait like 30 seconds. Go bet the under 137.5 at minus 112 on Onyx. My DraftKings account isn't limited yet, so I don't want to go and bet this on DraftKings because I'm trying to massage the VIP rep for some more free promos. So the under 137.5. All right, and I only have about $130 in this account, but that's what I'm going to bet on this. Let me leave a little bit for tonight in case there's a promo. Let's do 115. Odds are locked. Ha! I wonder why the odds are locked. Because the sharp money tool knows what's up. All right, well, that was worthless. Let's go over to FanDuel then. And bet this at 116. We're looking at the under 137.5, Fairleigh Dickinson, Chicago State. What will they let me bet here? $58. Hot diggity dog. Again, guys, if I wanted to bet 59, they're not letting me do it. If FanDuel thought I was a losing sports bettor, they would let me bet a lot more. So, under 137.5, $58, FanDuel. All right, is what it is. So, I'm fine. And again, guys, because I can't get the best price possible, don't freak out. It's okay. Willing to take a range here. And that's one that I'm willing to do right there. We could also go over to Fanatics if you guys wanted this at the under 137. Basically the same price, but, you know, if it's 137, it's a push. So check that out. It's a lot of money, though, for a college basketball game of two small schools. Very, very. A large amount of money. If you want to go with 136.5, you can do the same thing. But again, I'd rather get the extra point at 137.5 at DraftKings Onyx. Even a slightly worse price on FanDuel, right? A lot of this, though, for totals, guys. Seen a lot of totals pop up early this morning, which is awesome. And so these are just kind of dead red giveaways, okay? So if you're new to the stream, why am I losing my shit over Longwood and Presbyterian? Because Pinnacle is accepting $250 as the max wager. So what everybody talks about, one of the sharpest sports books in the world, and they are in certain sports and markets, but for this college basketball total, they're only accepting $250. And someone on ProfitX has put up $5,100, and they want to bet this over at minus 114 odds. And we can get this at minus 108 on the Canby Sportsbooks, or maybe I'll go back to Onyx. No, Onyx is going to be on DraftKings. Right? We can get this at a couple books. Hard Rock, Fanatics, right? Hell, I mean, DraftKings is a little bit further out there, but ProfitX, like you can get this at 123. Like, this is a really big deal. Someone's dropping $5,000 on here. This is why we love the sharp money tool. FanDuel moved to 136.5. Bingo. Sharp money. So what do you think I'm going to go do right now on good old Bet Rivers. I'm going over here to bet Longwood Presbyterian, the over 139.5. Now, again, would highly recommend, if your accounts aren't limited, if it's a FanDuel play, who cares? Yeah, they already moved the minus 120 on Bet Rivers. But based off this, guys, I'm still willing to bet that. Still willing to bet this over 139.5. They only let me bet $21.15. Now, one of the biggest reasons why I can only bet like 21 bucks on Bet Rivers, even though I'm limited, it's because this isn't Duke and Kentucky. It's Longwood and Presbyterian, right? So that's why the books aren't taking as much from me. So just be careful if you're limited. If you're not limited, be careful, because this is how you can get limited on your Bet Rivers account really quickly. Otherwise, though, still really like that. There's a lot of plays popping up. Or go over to Bet 105 and bet this at Bet 105, because Bet 105 is a really good offshore sports book that I love to use, and they're very fair and transparent. So this over 148.5, New Hampshire, Newmass Lowell. Guys, I know we're going to hit the EV tool up eventually, but this sharp money tool is just showing some crazy stuff. Like, these are some really high liquidity plays that, like, this guy wants this at minus 114 on the over, and like all the books are at minus 110. All the books are at minus 110. So I'm going to go over to Bet 105 right now. And really kind of what you want to do is, if you go over here and bet 105, again, use code BILLYC with your first deposit of $100, you'll receive a $50 free bet. Fortunately, I got about 57 bucks left in this account. I had a couple losses yesterday. But these are like the ones that I love to attack, because you're like, who's betting $5,600 on, that's a rec better on New Hampshire? No one is. It's a sharp better. It's a sharp better that has a model that loves this and says, like, yo, this is a really good play on this over. This is how you also get the line to move a lot. So I got this at minus 115 on Bet 105. Great book. I use them almost every day. I can confirm that Edge Zone uses Bet 105 quite a bit. And so great book that you should check out. But it's just crazy to see all these college basketball plays pop up. And I know we're betting a lot of Canby, so for the non-Canby users, apologies. If I wanted a little bit more on this UMass Lowell play, I'd probably go back to FanDuel. Where's FanDuel? And bet this again. So let me head over to FanDuel right now and try to bet this over 148.5 on New Hampshire. All right, over 148.5. Again, they're not going to let me bet a ton. I'm in for 57. They let me bet actually 172 here, which is pretty good. I'm going to keep this a nice, I'm in for, 50? I'm going to go in for another $100 here, guys. So I'm in for like $157. Over 148.5 on FanDuel. I like to place the bets in front of you so you know I'm transparent. I keep it honest. And I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is, right? So there we go. There we go. Over on FanDuel. So I'll just drop this down again at the 115 spot. And we're in for $100. And again, if you're new to this, we'll check this out later tonight to see how these plays aged. Did we get closing line value, right? Did this New Hampshire play move up to 115 or 150.5? Or did it drop down to 147.5 and we didn't get a really good read on this, right? So if you're new to the Sharp Money Tour, a little apprehensive because I know this is a standalone product on OddsJam. This is literally the whole time we've been spending the stream is just on plays like this. And obviously, we're getting some good value on these plays. Talking about Giddy, talking about a lot of college basketball plays, because these are all over $2,000. And just betting college basketball at this point in the season, guys, Pinnacle's only offering $250 to $500, maybe $1,000 at most, minutes before tip-off on these types of games for these conferences. So to see $4,000, $3,000, $2,600, this is a lot. This is why we go after these. Even the sharp books can get this, because if you're someone that has Alex Monahan type money, or if you have Edge Zone type money, you're not going to Bet Rivers to bet $44. You're going over to ProfitX and NoVig and to Kalshi, Betfair, Polymarket to put down big wagers where you can actually get down your bankroll size, right? That's what it's all about. All right, we talked about Idaho, Portland State. Desmond Bain, again, for NBA player props. Someone has $2,000 up here right now. That's a lot of money. That's more than what FanDuel is going to accept on this play. Somebody wants this at plus 150 odds on the over 2.5 threes. This is a Bally Bet or Bet Parks type of play. Or, I'm sorry, Bet Rivers. Again, normally with these plays, guys, I'm willing to take a range of 10 cents, maybe a little more than that, 12-ish. So, obviously, if you want to go grab this on somewhere else, you can grab this on a FanDuel or DraftKings. It's a little bit of a drop for me. It's a pretty big drop in price. I'm just going to bet whatever I can over on Bet Rivers. That's kind of the theme right now. Kings and the Magic, over 2.5 player-made threes for... And again, guys, even if you're limited, I would still highly advise just betting this for as much as you possibly can over on your limited accounts. Grind these out. It's only $11.84, which sucks. But again, I'm making around $18 in profit if this hits. $18 is going, if this hits, this pays for my Chipotle today for lunch. That pays for my double guac, my double steak. That's a nice, healthy bowl right there, courtesy of Desmond Bain. So I get this at $150 for like $11.84, which if you guys are willing to put the time in and grind these accounts that you're limited on, you're going to make really good money off them. No doubt about it. Kind of been going and going and going. All right, let's take a look. Anything now here, guys, this is where I kind of stop, right? Now, Cavs minus 14. This is interesting. The liquidity is really low on this, but Pinnacle's at minus 158. And Bet Rivers is at minus 137. Again, Canby Sportsbooks, guys, there's a recurring theme on this morning stream. Mainline markets for NBA, college basketball. You can beat the living wheels off of a Canby, okay? Or, I don't know, take the day off of work tomorrow and you and your buddy go over to a Canby casino early in the morning and start feeding the kiosks and start betting some main lines early in the morning. I don't know, maybe that's an idea, right? If I was back home in Pittsburgh, I'd do that. Maybe go to downtown Pittsburgh early in the morning, feed the kiosks and have a great time, and then blow my profits on like the craps table. Cavs and the Nets, I'm going to go bet the Cavs at minus 14. This line is at minus 137. I don't mind betting this. Again, we'll see how this ages. Love this, and I'm going to probably go in for about $200 here. And they'll let me bet $200, guys, even on this limited Bet Rivers, because it's the NBA and it's a point spread. We get a really good play over here. I think we do. Bet Rivers. I got this at minus 136, actually, for $200. There we go. And I probably don't need to say it at this point because OGs and DGens know this. But we're going to come back over the EV tool here in just a second and check it out. Let's refresh this page to see what we got going on. As always, I like to keep it transparent. So, what's the top play here? UMBC +1? Interesting. Okay. Low vig, not a bad spot to go. Again, guys, just so you know, I'm on it. Cavs minus 14, $200 over here on Bet Rivers, courtesy of the Sharp Money Tool. I'm pumped about that. Can't wait to see the Cavs go up to like minus 18 on the spread, and we're just sitting pretty. All right, UMBC at +1, minus 106. Can't get that low vig, but there's other places. Bet Online, Caesars, Fanatics, love Bet Online. I'd go to Bet Online right now. I think I got them teed up. I do. Nice. Nice. UMBC +1. Someone put $5,000. They want this at minus 114. We can get this at minus 110 on Caesars, Fanatics. If you live in Nevada, you got Boomers. I'm going over here to bet this on Bet Online. Vermont. And it already moved to a pick'em. Literally moved to a pick'em. Son of a gun. I'm not limited on my Caesars account yet, so that's the only reason why I'm hesitant to do that there. But I'm going to go over to Fanatics because I'm limited on Fanatics. And I'm going to try to bet this right now. The reads, what we're seeing right now, guys, on the Sharp Money Tool, that's another thing that's interesting. The reads are really solid. Like, we're seeing these really good plays. Lines are moving in our favor. Fanatics hasn't moved. Huh. No shit, they haven't moved. All right, what can we get down here? And get down $22. It's fine. Take it. +1 UMBC, and -110 on Fanatics for $22. Bingo. Really good stuff. So the reads are really correct, guys. We're seeing these plays pop up. BetOnline was being recommended to us. They already moved the spread from +1 to a pick'em now. We saw that on the Chicago State game. We're seeing this on different plays, guys, where we're just getting awesome closing line value that's working in our favor. Wagner +5.5. Somebody wants this at -114. We can get this at Caesars, Bet Rivers. I go to FanDuel. Plenty of places that we can get Wagner at +5.5. I'm just blowing through all my money on FanDuel right now on these plays, but I'm okay with it. I'm gonna make a quick deposit just so I can hit this up on FanDuel at -115. Bingo. Deposit's complete. Let's go over to Wagner. All right, Wagner at +5.5 at -115. And I'm just going to go in for probably 115 to make a smooth $100 because I want to save some money out here for FanDuel. Got a lot of other bets going on, but it's one of those days. So there we go. Wagner. Love that. And again, guys, I'm not getting it at -110. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm all right with going and getting this just slightly off. And we make this to make $100. So a lot of plays, a lot of college basketball plays. On a slate of college basketball, it doesn't look like we're going to be doing much. We got a lot going on. And again, guys, I have more confidence on these mainline markets than unloading my bank account on NBA player props, right? So back over now to the EV tool finally. For my pick six people, not much has changed. And I didn't expect a lot to change. Yeah, nothing on FanDuel. Circa, nothing. Bookmaker, nothing. BetOnline, nothing. Okay. So hitting up, and again, guys, the morning stream is meant for a lot of mainline markets, and that's what we're going to look at really quickly. Number one, we're going to look at some ice hockey, which I don't, well, let me double check. I can't remember if the women's are already playing right now. Can't remember. Sweden and Switzerland's in the second period, but USA, Canada we still have some time there. So let's add the women's hockey. And then let's come up here and let's go to hoops. Again, look at all these for main line markets. Devigging to a pinnacle, and we'll use a power right now. That's fine. Let's go minimum maximum odds. Let's tighten this bad boy up. Let's go -150, and let's go +125. Well, Rank, appreciate you asking, man. I would say, you know, probably not really. In terms of that, in terms of, you know, linking your bank account to another type of card like that outside of Edge Boost. You know, we've talked a lot about the GBank Visa Signature credit card. The problem that I had with GBank was it dings your credit score. That's the only thing I don't like about it, is it does hit you for a credit inquiry, which could impact your credit score. So I don't like that. But if you're okay with it, check out GBank. But good question. Date range is going to be for today. Let's see what we got. Okay. Okay. Interesting here. Let me just quickly type in. I guess let's just look for the sake of time. What's going on with hockey? We got no results for women's hockey at all. Anything for alt markets? Nothing. If I cleared everything out, do we got anything? We got one result. Canada on the money line. There's no way in hell I'm betting on Canada, especially after the U.S. beat them earlier in the tournament. Whomped them. I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole. Any of you guys, though, that are traders and want to bet for Canada, or any of the Canadians that want to root for your fellow country, go ahead and do so. There's almost a 6% edge on this play on Canada money line. The reason that I would do it is because there is a boost for the Olympics that I have nothing else to use on FanDuel. If you have a boost, I'm not doing it, man. It's all about country. I don't give a shit about the money. It's only a $10 bet. I'm not betting Canada money line, even with the FanDuel boost. I'm not doing it. But if you wanted to, you could do so. All right, let's get into the NBA and college basketball. And let's get back to that odds range. Dang, there we go. Talked about this. If you just bet the under on Fairleigh Dickinson, you could literally probably bet the over on Low Vig. have a little middle opportunity there. Yeah, sorry, that's women's, guys. Just so you know, it's women's. It's women's hockey. They play today in a couple, like 3 or 4 hours. So it's women's hockey. Actually, I didn't want to do alt market. I don't want to do any alt markets. I just want to do mainline markets. It's what I really prefer. Okay. Bet365, Georgia Southern minus 1.5. 2K. Okay. Whoa. Pinnacle just moved. Not a good play anymore. You can see they just moved to plus 113. They don't like it. Let's refresh it. Now again, guys, this early in the morning, I really lean more sharp money tool because of just, we're seeing really high liquidity amounts, much higher than what Pinnacle's taking on a lot of these games. Alabama plus 1.5 on the spread. Again, Pinnacle's only taking $500, but this looks pretty good. If you want to take them at -1, you could do that over at Bet365. But again, I lean more sharp money tool just because the liquidity being posted over there is much higher than this, right? Much higher. But if you have more comfort using Pinnacle as your sharp, then definitely check this out. Obviously, with Circa and some of these other books, you know, the EV Edge formula, we could use the custom EV Edge formula to check this out. All these plays have high edges to Pinnacle. If you see this Bryant play, again, this is a common theme with Canby. I would just come up here and type in Bryant and then see like, oh, okay, we can get him at -5.5, -6.5. I'd rather bet him at -5.5, even if it's at -113, I'm okay, or -110. It's 1 cent off, right? So instead of betting the -7.5 on Bet Rivers, I'd rather bet him at -5.5 at -110. I would just rather do that. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So I'm going to take him at -5.5 at -110. What will they let me bet on this? They'll let me bet $39.04. Okay. So again, if you guys want to try OddsJam, you want to try the sharp money tool, use my code Billy35. You're going to receive a 1-week free trial and then 35% off your first month after the trial ends. Check out EdgeZone if you're already an OddsJam user and you're not really happy with what's going on with OddsJam. Check out EdgeZone. Highly recommend them as well. Tonight, guys, it's going to be all player props. All player props. And we got a lot of player props to dive into tonight. A ton. Highly recommend, guys, if for an offshore sportsbook, bet DSI. I bet them all the time for college basketball and Major League Baseball. A lot of first half markets. First half total runs, first half run lines. I love using bet DSI for Major League Baseball. I don't have a code to shill, or I do. I don't really care. Just use it. It's a book. It's an offshore book I've been using for 4 years. I have literally bet mispriced lines on bet DSI for years. They still haven't limited me. And I've bet over $1,000 on plays on this book before, so I like it. I like Bet DSI in terms of offshore books. I wouldn't put them up there with Bet Online and Bookmaker in terms of reputable, but I would put them a notch below, tier 2, but they're solid. They're definitely solid, Bet DSI. Same account, been using my same account for 4 years, still not limited. And I definitely think because I use them for mainline markets. And again, guys, if you're like a props builder, here's another reason, okay? Nowadays, this whole props builder, FanDuel, DraftKings, live arb for player props, so many people sign up with offshore books and they get limited on props builder instantly. But if you start to use Bet DSI, which they do, they don't offer the live, unfortunately, but for pregame guys, they offer a lot of pregame awesome props on props builder. You can bet main markets on Bet DSI and then still get some solid limits on props builder as well. So this is a book where you can bet mainline markets and show them that you're a regular bettor and then hit them up on props builder for pregame as well. And you're going to get some solid limits. I still think I could bet $500 over there. So for props builder, which is awesome. BetMania. Anytime I see BetMania, I jump on this. Speaking of Bet DSI, Bet Anything, BetMania, all offshore sports books. Working through a rollover on BetMania. That's why I'm pretty pumped. I'm hoping this is still out there because got a decent amount of money on this account that I'm hoping to free up. But you can take them at -2 over at Bet365, or I'm going to try to grab them at -1.5. Yeah, bingo. It's out there, baby. It's out there. Love it. They're only letting me bet a total of 150 to win 150, which kind of stinks. But I'm going to grab this right now. Eastern Washington minus 1.5 at 110. And I get this over here on BetMania. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Ooh, Memphis plus 9.5. Slightly bigger conference. Memphis and South Florida. Was this American? Caesars. Pinnacle's taking 2K right now. You can get this over at Caesars at minus 110. That's a great play. 3% edge. Hit that up for sure. For sure. Really solid play over there. By the way, don't know if you guys got the email update or news. Fingers crossed. It's great news. No VIG. No VIG applied for a CFTC license. They raised $75 million. Obviously, if you live in a state that you already have no VIG, you don't care. But for me, or for anyone else that lives in a state that doesn't have no VIG anymore, if they get this license approved, oh, baby, it's going to be so good. It's going to be incredible. Because now it's going to be another option for everyone in all 50 states that's going to have another sports book that has definitely a larger menu when it comes to player props compared to Kalshi, that you're going to be able to go over there and just bet without any restrictions at all. It's going to be fantastic. So really excited when I saw that email come across a couple days ago for no VIG, guys. They raised a ton of money. They approved for a CFTC license. I'm sure ProfitX is going to be looking to do the same. And if we get both of them up and running, then that's huge, because it doesn't matter then where you live. You live in any state, you can start to hit these plays up because it's federally regulated. So I'm really hoping that happens. But for my ProfitX people, Tennessee Tech, the over on South Carolina Upstate, UC Davis, Fairleigh Dickinson, these are all really good plays. I know we just bet the under at 137.5. Guess what, guys? If you have $17, bet the over. You got yourself a little middle right now, a little ARB middle, right? Because we bet 115 on the under on FanDuel, bet the over on the under 137.5, bet the over 137 at plus 126. If they score 137 points exactly, you hit the over, you cash the under, you hit a middle there. It's a really good play there. Love seeing that. And then Poly Market eventually will come to the United States here, and I'm excited when they do as well, because everybody's moving to the federally regulated CFTC prediction markets, and I'm hoping, because competition only makes things better. ProfitX, no VIG, to have more competitors in the space, it's going to be advantage sports better. Good for us. So, guys, I'm kind of out of breath, and that's where I'm going to kind of pause the stream right now. We're going to be back here tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern, hitting up a bunch of player props. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you waking up with me early in the morning. Hopefully you have a solid day at work. Hopefully your boss or your wife isn't too tough on you, or your husband, if any ladies are in here right now. If nothing else, guys, have an awesome Thursday morning, afternoon, and I'll talk to you this evening. Take care.